God says, this is your last chance. You will lose God and Jesus if you skip this. You have only 15 seconds to listen to God. Listen closely. Feel this moment with all your heart. Something sacred is stirring deep within you, because what you are about to hear is not an ordinary message, it is a cry from heaven. You are not here by accident, and this is not just another word passing by. This is your last chance, a divine warning covered in love and urgency. If you turn away now, you are risking more than you can imagine. God is speaking with the weight of eternity in His voice, and His Spirit is reaching for you with tears in His eyes. You must not turn away. Your life, your soul, your forever is hanging in the balance. If you believe in what God can do, comment Amen now to declare it. God says, this is your last chance. This means there is something critical at stake. This is not a message of fear, but of sacred urgency. When God speaks of a last chance, it is because He has given so many chances before. He has waited through your rebellion, He has stayed through your wandering, He has loved through your silence. But now He says, no more delay, no more pretending, no more waiting. The time is now. This is not a threat, it is a final invitation soaked in grace and longing. The Holy Spirit is pleading with you, not to scare you, but to save you. You do not have endless time to keep walking away, thinking you will return later. The gates of mercy are wide open, but they will not stay open forever. God is calling you home, now. This moment is not just another passing second in your day. This is a holy interruption. This is God stepping into your life, into your heart, shaking you awake with the weight of His love. You will lose God and Jesus if you ignore this moment. That is not because He wants to leave you, but because you will walk so far away that you will not hear His voice anymore. You will bury yourself under distractions, under pride, under pain, and your heart will grow cold. It is not that God stops loving you, it is that your heart stops responding to Him. That is the danger. That is the warning. That is why He says this is your last chance. He knows how close you are to shutting Him out for good. There are moments when heaven leans in close. This is one of them. This is the kind of moment that can shape eternity. God is speaking not just to your mind, but to your soul. You feel it, even now. The tug in your chest, the burning in your spirit, the trembling in your heart. That is not anxiety, that is the Spirit of God stirring you, calling your name, waking up your soul. Do not silence it. Do not scroll past it. Do not tell yourself it's not for you. God says this is your last chance, because He sees what's coming. He sees the battles ahead. He sees the plans of the enemy. He sees how weary your soul has become. And He knows if you walk away again, it may become the silence that breaks your faith. He is not distant. He is not cold. He is not waiting to punish you. He is crying out because He loves you that deeply. Jesus went to the cross not just for the world, but for you. He bled with your name on His heart. He carried your sin, your shame, your fear, and your wandering. Every time you felt lost, He stayed near. Every time you broke, He gathered the pieces. Every time you cursed the sky in anger, He was still holding you in mercy. You didn't come this far to miss the door of hope now. Don't lose Him. Don't walk away. If you believe that God is still fighting for you, comment 11:11 to declare it. The truth is, you've been feeling this for a while. The slow drift. The numbness. The silence. The distance between your soul and God. Maybe no one else knows, maybe you still smile and pretend, but you know. You feel the emptiness rising. You feel the flickering of faith. And God knows too. That's why this message came. Not by accident. Not by chance. But because heaven still wants you. Because the Father has not given up on you. Because Jesus still sees you. Because the Spirit still believes your heart can return. God's protection has covered you more times than you will ever understand. You should have been gone. You should have lost your mind. You should have been broken beyond repair. But He stood guard over your life, even when you forgot Him. He held back what should have destroyed you. He sent angels into rooms you never saw. He whispered to your soul when you were drowning. And now, in this sacred moment, He is not just protecting your life, He is trying to protect your eternity. There are choices that shape destiny. This is one of them. You don't get to choose your past, but you do get to choose what you do right now. Will you return to God with your whole heart? Will you let the Spirit of Jesus revive what's dying inside you? Will you fall into grace one more time? Because grace is still here. Love is still calling. The cross still bleeds mercy. But your heart must respond. You must say yes. You must return. You must let go of pride, of sin, of fear, of everything that's been chaining you down. God is offering a way out, but you must take His hand before it passes by. God has always been a God of mercy, but He is also a God of timing. When He says this is your last chance, it is because time is shifting. The season is changing. The window of mercy is moving. You have only this moment. This window. These 15 seconds that become your forever if you say yes. Do not gamble with your soul. Do not treat His voice like background noise. This is holy. This is love. This is God calling you home. What if 7 seconds is all it takes to flip your financial fate? A shocking CIA leak just exposed a hidden brain ritual helping ordinary people erase debt and pull in massive wealth. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning struggle into luxury fast. But this page could be erased any moment. Click the link in the first comment now before it's gone forever. He has more for you. More healing. More peace. More strength. More purpose. But none of that begins until you come back to Him. The door is still open, but it won't stay open forever. Your heart is the key. Your surrender is the turning point. Your yes is the miracle heaven is waiting for. Stay with this until the very end. There is more that God needs to say to you, more that heaven wants you to hear, more that your soul is starving for. Let nothing distract you. This is about your soul, your forever, your calling. And if you walk away now, you may never feel this moment again. But if you stay, if you listen, if you let the fire return, God will meet you with a love so deep it will heal every place that life has broken. He watched over your steps. He counted every tear. And now, in this very hour, He is stretching out His hand once more, because His love refuses to let you go. You may have wandered, doubted, or fallen, but you are not forgotten. You are still His. And because of that, He is calling you now more urgently than ever before. If you believe God has not abandoned you, comment 222 to show your trust. This is not the time to look back. This is not the moment to delay or negotiate with grace. God is reaching with fire in His eyes and tenderness in His voice. He is not pointing at your failures, He is pointing at your future. He knows what has tried to take you out. He knows the battles you've been fighting in secret. He knows how tired your heart has become. And that is why this is your last chance, not because He wants to punish, but because He longs to restore everything the enemy has tried to destroy. You don't realize how much has been preserved because of His mercy. You don't know how many attacks He blocked. You don't know how many traps He shattered before they reached you. You don't know how many nights angels stood at your door while you cried alone. You have been protected far more than you've been aware of, and this is the moment where God is asking for your heart again, not in part, but fully, deeply, completely. There is nothing in this world that will ever satisfy the emptiness that only His presence can fill. The reason your heart is stirring even now, the reason your eyes feel heavy and your chest feels open is because your spirit recognizes truth. The soul cannot lie in the presence of God. It trembles. It weeps. It knows. You have been distant, but not disconnected. You've been hiding, but not lost. You've been hurting, but not forgotten. God has been beside you in the silence, whispering hope while you wrestled with fear. He has never stopped loving you. And He never will. But you cannot live in two worlds anymore. The time of compromise is over. The time of delaying your surrender must end. You cannot serve two masters, you cannot feed your soul with things that leave you more empty. The deeper you chase what isn't holy, the more you lose sight of who you really are. And who you are, is chosen. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are not just a face in the crowd. You are a child of the Most High God, and He is calling you home with urgency and fire. The reason this is your last chance is because the weight of heaven is behind this call. The final door is open, and you must walk through it before it shuts. God doesn't want a performance. He wants your heart. He is not looking for perfection. He is looking for your surrender. He wants the version of you that cries at night and questions in the day. He wants the you that feels broken, confused, and ashamed. That is the version of you Jesus died for. That is the you He carried to the cross. He doesn't need you to fix yourself before you return. He just needs you to return. His grace is still enough. His mercy is still strong. His love is still holding out its arms, even now. The battle in your soul has been real. The enemy has tried to silence your voice and drown your hope. He has filled your mind with lies, convincing you that it's too late, that you've gone too far, that God has moved on. But the devil is a liar. If you were too far gone, you wouldn't be here. If it were too late, you wouldn't still feel this pull in your chest. If God had given up on you, you would not hear His voice calling your name right now. The fact that you're still breathing, still reading this, still feeling the heat of conviction, is proof that heaven hasn't given up on you. God is ready to pour out miracles over your life, but they begin with your surrender. He is ready to restore peace to your mind, joy to your heart, strength to your bones. But you must lay it down. Every idol, every secret sin, every compromise, every fear, everything that has been fighting for your attention must fall before the throne. This is not just another day. This is not just another video. This is a divine invitation. And if you walk away from it, you may never hear this sound again. God doesn't beg, but He does pursue with love so fierce it feels like fire in your bones. He is not angry with you, He is aching for you to return. There is a deeper place in Him waiting for you. A place where fear can't reach, where shame has no voice, where love breaks every chain and truth floods every corner of your soul. But you can't reach that place holding on to the world. You have to let go. You have to run into His arms like your life depends on it, because it does. This is not a moment to casually pass by. This is your turning point. Your rescue. Your revival. Heaven is leaning in. Angels are watching. The Spirit is moving. And your Father is waiting. People are asking why money is suddenly flowing into random lives. A leaked CIA discovery reveals a 7-second brain ritual that quietly rewires your mind for wealth. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, people are wiping out debt and stepping into luxury with ease. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. If you've been walking through life feeling like something is missing, it's because God is calling. If your smile has faded, if your joy has cracked, if your soul feels distant from peace, it's because your heart was never made to live apart from the one who created it. You were not built to survive this life without His presence. You were not created to carry the weight of the world alone. You were meant to walk hand in hand with a loving Father, guided by His voice, strengthened by His Spirit. Right now, heaven is standing still for you. Time is suspended. Grace is being extended. This is your moment to choose life again. Not just breathing, but living. Living in the power of God's promises. Living in the covering of His protection. Living with the fire of His presence. It begins now. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right now. God is still here, still loving you, still calling you by name. You have felt the ache, the distance, the numbness that creeps in when you wander from His covering. You have tried to fill the emptiness with people, with noise, with things that sparkle for a moment but leave you more empty when they fade. And still, in His mercy, God has not walked away from you. If you believe God is calling your name in this very moment, comment 333 to declare your faith. The reason your heart feels so stirred is because this message is not from man. It is from God Himself, reaching through every barrier, cutting through every distraction, and drawing you back with cords of compassion. He does not come to condemn you. He comes to awaken you. He is not here to point at your wounds in shame, he is here to heal them with his love. Every scar, every heartbreak, every moment that nearly crushed you, he sees it all. And still, he says you are worth saving. He still believes in who he created you to be, even when you have stopped believing in yourself. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. You are not too late. The cross was never about perfection, it was always about love. It was always about Jesus stepping into the fire for you, bleeding in your place, conquering death so you could live again. This is what you are being called back to. Not religion. Not performance. But relationship. But intimacy. But real love. The kind that knows your flaws and still stays. The kind that never walks out, never gives up, never grows cold. The love of Jesus. Somewhere along the way, life got heavy. The road got longer than you expected. People hurt you. Promises were broken. Prayers felt unanswered. And slowly, you started to drift. Not because you didn't care, but because you were trying to survive. But survival was never your calling. You were born to thrive in the presence of God. You were born to walk in the fire of His Spirit, to carry light into darkness, to be a living sign of His goodness on this earth. That identity has not been lost, it's been waiting. Waiting for your return. Waiting for your yes. Waiting for this moment. God says this is your last chance, because the enemy has been working overtime to steal your voice, your calling, your peace. He has tried to convince you that this is just another message, that you can skip it and be fine. But you know better. Your spirit knows better. There is something sacred happening right now, and it is not by accident. God planned this moment. He ordained it. He carved it into the timeline of your life and said, "Here, this is when they come back to me. This is when they remember who they are. This is when they let go of the world and grab hold of me again." There is freedom waiting for you that cannot be found anywhere else. There is peace you've been craving that no one else can give. There is healing your heart is starving for, and it lives only in the hands of the one who created it. You've spent enough time trying to fix yourself. You've tried to be strong for too long. You've carried burdens that were never yours to carry. But today, God is asking you to lay it all down. To stop running. To stop hiding. To let Him take you in, just as you are, and do what only He can do. You were never meant to carry shame. You were never meant to live in fear. You were never meant to drown in anxiety, to feel alone in a crowd, to pretend everything is okay when your soul is crumbling inside. That's not your portion. That's not your identity. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not your trauma. You are a child of God, beloved, seen, chosen, redeemed. And the more you believe that, the more everything in your life begins to change. This is the moment where God wants to remind you that you still belong to Him. No matter what happened. No matter who walked away. No matter what you lost. You are still His. And when He claims you, nothing in hell can unclaim you. No lie. No shame. No past. Nothing. His blood sealed your value, and no voice can unwrite what He declared over your life. He is fighting for you even now. He is warring in the Spirit to pull your soul back from the edge. You don't see it, but angels have been dispatched on your behalf. You don't hear it, but heaven has been speaking your name in holy places. You don't feel it yet, but chains are beginning to break just because your heart is softening again. You think you're just watching this because it popped up, but this was heaven's setup. This was God's hand reaching one more time to pull you from the deep and breathe life into your lungs again. There is a new beginning waiting for you. Not a reset to where you were, but something brand new. Something you've never felt before. A fire. A joy. A clarity. A strength. All of it is waiting just beyond your surrender. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to make a perfect prayer. You just have to say yes. Yes to Jesus. Yes to mercy. Yes to letting go. Yes to coming home. You know this is right. You know this is real. You know it's time. Why is everyone rushing to this 7-second brain ritual? Leaked CIA files exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the door to wealth fast. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, it's turning financial stress into abundance almost overnight. But this secret won't stay public for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it's deleted forever. You've heard God in your spirit before, but you pushed it away. You felt Him pull you in quiet moments, but you drowned it out. You've had dreams, signs, moments that almost brought you to tears, but you kept walking. This is the moment you stop running. This is the moment you say, no more hiding. No more pretending. No more delaying. God, I'm yours. Fully. Finally. Forever. This is not just a message. This is a turning point. This is where your old life ends and a new life begins. This is where cycles break. Where peace comes rushing in. Where chains fall and eyes open and hearts burn again with holy fire. This is not emotion. This is transformation. The kind that only God can do. The voice of the Lord is clear, this is your last chance. Not because He wants to abandon you, but because He refuses to let you keep living beneath what He created you for. If you believe God is still reaching for you right now, comment 555 as your declaration. The world has pulled at you in every direction. It has offered distractions that feel good for a moment but leave your soul more empty, more tired, more lost. The enemy has tried to deceive you into thinking that you can live without God and still feel whole. But the truth is, nothing outside of His presence can satisfy the ache in your soul. Nothing can replace the quiet security of knowing you are held in His hands. You were never meant to survive without His breath inside you. You were not made to chase things that vanish. You were created to walk in the presence of your Creator, every day, every moment. God says, you will lose me if you skip this, not out of cruelty, but because your choices have power. Your heart was designed with a door, and only you can open or close it. He has been knocking. Again and again. Through your pain. Through your joy. Through the stillness. Through the noise. He has kept knocking. But if you keep turning away, the sound grows faint. Your ears grow dull. And one day, if you keep walking, you no longer hear the knock at all. This is why the urgency is holy. This is why the time is now. This is why God is saying, don't silence the voice that's calling you back. You have carried weight that was never yours to carry. You've let fear sit where faith belongs. You've let pain define what God wanted to heal. You've let people's rejection speak louder than His love. But this is the hour where all of that begins to shift. Not because you finally got strong enough, but because you're finally surrendering to the only one who truly can carry you. Your Father is not mad at you. He is not disappointed. He is not standing back waiting for you to clean yourself up. He is running toward you with open arms, because He would rather restore you than lose you. He knows the hidden battles. The thoughts that haunt you. The voices that tell you you'll never be free. The weight of regret that tries to crush your chest every time you remember what you've done or who you've become. But even knowing all of that, God still chooses you. Even knowing the worst parts of your story, He still calls you by name. Even seeing every tear, every doubt, every time you turned away, He still says, "You're mine." This is not just about returning to faith. This is about stepping into destiny. The enemy has been trying to keep you distracted because he knows what you're called to do. He knows what kind of breakthrough would come if you finally surrendered. He knows the souls that would be touched through your obedience, the light that would shine through your life, the chains that would break in others just by watching you walk in truth. That's why the war has been so loud. That's why the pressure has been so strong. Because your breakthrough is not just about you. It's about every life connected to yours. God is still the same God who split the sea. The same God who shut the mouths of lions. The same God who raised the dead, healed the sick, and calmed the storm. That same power is alive and waiting to move in your life. Not one promise has changed. Not one word from His mouth has faded. But His promises require your surrender. They require your trust. They require you to stop trying to live on the edge of grace, dipping your toes in truth but holding on to the comfort of sin. He wants all of you. Because only when you give Him everything can He truly begin the work He's destined to do in you. There is a door in front of you now that will not stay open forever. You've sensed it. You've known that time is shifting, that the world is changing fast, that darkness is growing louder. But the light in you was never meant to go out. You are the light of the world, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. But if the light inside of you grows dim, what then? If you silence His voice too many times, your spirit begins to forget the sound of truth. This is your awakening. This is your warning. This is your rescue. There is still time to return, but the clock is moving. You have been given a chance that others did not receive. There are people who were here yesterday and are no longer here today. You have breath in your lungs, and that means grace is still present. But grace is not an invitation to keep wandering. It is the voice of God saying, "Come home now, while the door is still open. Come back before your heart turns to stone. Come back before sin numbs your soul. Come back before the light grows too dim for you to see the way." You are not alone. There are millions who are waking up right now, just like you. Hearing the voice of God louder than ever. Feeling the fire in their bones. Realizing that this life is not a game, that eternity is closer than we think, that Jesus is not a distant idea, He is alive, real, and returning soon. The revival in your heart is part of a greater move of God across the earth, and your yes matters more than you will ever understand. Is this the same CIA brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak reveals a powerful 7-second technique developed under secret research. Backed by neuroscience, people are moving from debt to wealth and luxury faster than believed possible. But this secret may be deleted soon. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the past. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. All He wants is your heart. Broken, bruised, tired, it doesn't matter. Bring it to Him. Lay it at His feet. Let Him be the healer He promised to be. Let Him be the Father you've always needed. Let Him wrap His arms around you and remind you that you are not forgotten. That you are not too late. That you are not too far. It's the unmistakable weight of truth settling into your soul, reminding you that you still belong, that you are still chosen, that the love of Jesus has not run dry over your life. Every second you remain here, something is shifting. Something is being restored. This is not ordinary time, this is holy ground, and the voice of God is still speaking, still calling, still reaching for you with unstoppable love. If you feel that something deep is moving in you, comment 1212 to receive what God is doing. God's voice has never left you. It may have grown faint in the noise of the world, in the weight of grief, in the chaos of life, but it never left. He has been speaking, always, waiting for your heart to quiet long enough to listen again. You didn't stumble here. This moment is proof that you are not forgotten, that heaven is not silent, that grace is still flowing like a river toward your weary soul. This is God's reminder to you. He has been protecting you, even when you didn't know you were in danger. He has been covering you, even when you thought no one saw your pain. He has been planning your restoration with more care than you could ever imagine. This is not the end for you. This is the start of something new. The beginning of a return, a healing, a rising. God has been watching over you with a fierce tenderness, waiting for this very moment, where you would stop long enough, still your thoughts long enough, silence the noise just enough, to hear Him again. You have not gone too far. You have not wandered too deep. There is no pit so dark that His hand cannot pull you out. And today, He is reaching. He is not hesitating. He is not waiting to see if you prove yourself. He is reaching now, fully, completely, without holding anything back. The battles you've been fighting are not just physical. The exhaustion you feel isn't just from the weight of the world, it's spiritual. Your soul has been under pressure because the enemy has been trying to keep you from this very moment. He knows that if you return to God now, everything changes. He knows that the power of your yes to God is enough to shift generations, to break generational chains, to destroy every stronghold that has held your family hostage. You have been feeling heavy because what's at stake is holy. And that's why this moment matters more than you realize. God says this is your last chance, not because His love runs out, but because your heart is at a crossroads. You can't keep delaying. You can't keep walking the line between surrender and survival. You were not created to live half-hearted. You were not made to float through life with numb faith and tired prayers. There is fire meant to live in you. There is a holy roar meant to rise from your spirit. But it only ignites when you stop running, when you stop hiding, when you fall fully into the arms of the one who made you. He is not surprised by your weakness. He is not caught off guard by your struggles. He knows every crack, every failure, every shadow. And still, He says, "Come to me." Not when you're better. Not when you're stronger. Now. Just as you are. There's no fixing yourself before coming home. The fixing happens in His arms. The healing happens in His presence. The freedom comes when you let go and finally trust that He is good enough to carry all that you are. You have cried tears that no one else saw. You have fought silent battles that no one else knew about. You have smiled when you were breaking. And God saw every moment. He caught every tear. He stood beside you when you collapsed inside. And He is standing here now, still offering the same promise: I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. I will finish what I started in you. You haven't missed your calling. You haven't lost your chance to be loved. But you must choose now. Because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to hear Him. The easier it becomes to grow numb. This is a holy awakening. The Spirit of God is breathing new life into you right now. The weight on your chest is lifting. The fog in your mind is clearing. The numbness in your spirit is melting in the fire of His presence. You are not weak for feeling broken. You are not failing because you've struggled to believe. This is the place where God meets you, in the middle of the mess, in the thick of the doubt, in the raw reality of your humanity. He meets you not with shame, but with mercy. Not with punishment, but with peace. You don't have to pretend anymore. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to say yes. That's what this moment is for. Not a performance. A surrender. Not another promise to do better. A cry from your heart that says, God, I'm yours. He will take that cry and move mountains with it. He will take that whisper and fill it with His power. He will take your small yes and turn it into a fire that will burn away every chain that has held you down. The enemy trembles when you say yes to God. Darkness loses its grip when you surrender. Chains that have wrapped around your mind, your heart, your past, begin to shatter the moment you open your hands and stop resisting the love that's been chasing you your whole life. This is not a warning to scare you. This is a rescue mission to save you. This is the heart of the Father reaching for His child with everything He has, because He would rather lose everything than lose you. Do you know why people keep whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A leaked brainwave method is spreading quietly and changing financial realities worldwide. Proven by neuroscience, this simple ritual attracts money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're so lucky. Click the link in the comments before it's taken down. The weight of this moment is not just emotional. It is spiritual. This is your turning point, your restoration, your rescue from the edge. God says, this is your last chance, because He sees how close you've come to losing your way completely, how close you've come to walking so far that you can't hear Him anymore. If you feel that your soul is being drawn closer to God right now, comment 777 to agree in faith. You cannot keep pretending you're okay while your spirit is starving. You cannot keep wearing a smile while inside your faith is barely breathing. God sees what others cannot see. He knows how hard it's been to hold on. He knows the pain behind your silence. He knows the shame that's made you feel like you don't belong in His presence. And yet, here He is, not turning away from you but running toward you with arms wide open. There is no sin too dark for His blood to wash away. There is no distance too far for His grace to reach. There is no pain too deep for His healing to touch. The very thing you thought disqualified you is what His mercy came to cover. The things you regret the most are already known, already seen, already forgiven through the cross. Jesus didn't die for the cleaned-up version of you. He died for the one who feels broken, ashamed, tired, and lost. And right now, He is reminding you that your story is not over. He still wants you. He still loves you. He still calls you by name. There are moments in life that carry eternal weight. This is one of them. It's not just about your emotions. It's not just about feeling inspired for a few minutes. It's about your eternity. It's about your soul. It's about the path you are choosing right now that will shape everything ahead. The Spirit of God is offering you life, peace, healing, purpose, but you have to open your heart. You have to let go of pride. You have to lay down the excuses. You have to say, God, I surrender. That one sentence, from a sincere heart, can break every chain. There is a battle happening over your soul. Heaven is fighting for you. Angels are watching. The enemy is terrified that you are this close to coming back. That's why the pressure has increased. That's why the attacks have multiplied. Because he knows if you truly surrender to God now, you will never be the same again. And that scares him. Because a child of God, fully surrendered, walking in authority, filled with fire, that is a threat to every plan of hell. The days of being lukewarm are over. The season of half-hearted faith must come to an end. You were not called to blend in. You were not created to hide your light. The Spirit of the Lord is calling you into something greater. A deeper anointing. A clearer vision. A higher purpose. But it requires your full yes. Not part of you. Not some of you. All of you. The Father is not asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to be honest. He's asking you to be willing. And if you will just say yes, He will do the rest. He will restore the joy that you thought was gone for good. He will give you peace that doesn't make sense in the middle of the storm. He will show you who you really are, strong, chosen, called, covered. He will silence the voices in your mind that have been lying to you for too long. The voices that said you're not worthy, that you've messed up too much, that you've gone too far. Those voices are lies. The truth is, you are loved with a love that never fails. You are wanted by a God who created galaxies but still counts your tears. You are carried by a Savior who would go to the cross again if it meant saving you one more time. There are some things in your life that are going to shift the moment you surrender. Things that have been stuck. Patterns that have repeated for years. Cycles of pain and confusion that have seemed impossible to break. But God is not asking you to break them alone. He is asking you to give them to Him. When you say yes, the supernatural begins. Chains fall. Doors open. Hearts heal. Light returns. And it all starts here. With a heart that says, God, I'm done running. I'm ready to come home. This is not about religion. This is about relationship. It's about walking with God daily, leaning into His voice, trusting His plan even when you don't see the whole picture. It's about being known, loved, and held in ways the world could never offer. No more surface faith. No more 1 foot in and 1 foot out. This is the season to go all in. Because the days ahead require it. The darkness in this world is growing stronger, but so is the light of God in His people. You are meant to shine in that light. But to shine, you must be filled. And to be filled, you must come close. This is your invitation. Your moment. Your open door. God is not finished with you. In fact, He's just getting started. You have not seen your greatest days. You have not stepped into the full weight of your calling yet. But it's coming. And it begins with a surrender that's real. A surrender that says, God, I give you everything. Not because you're afraid, but because you finally understand, nothing is more precious than His presence. Nothing is worth more than His peace. Nothing is safer than His arms. This is the real, living presence of your Father calling you to breathe again, to believe again, to live again. Every breath you take in this moment is covered in mercy. Every beat of your heart is still wrapped in purpose. If you're still here, it means God has not let go, and He never will. If you receive the peace God is pouring out right now, comment 999 to claim it in faith. Why was this 7-second brain ritual hidden for so long? A leaked CIA document exposed a technique so powerful people are canceling debt and calling in wealth within days. Validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it helps attract money like never before. But this page may not stay online for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it disappears forever. You may feel like you've wasted time. Like you've missed too many chances. Like your mistakes have erased your future. But listen closely. God is not holding your past against you. He is not counting how long you were gone. He is running toward you with healing in His hands and hope in His voice. When the prodigal son returned home, the father didn't ask where he had been or what he had done. He ran. He embraced. He celebrated. That is how God receives you. Not with disappointment, but with joy. Not with a lecture, but with restoration. He doesn't see your failure, He sees your return. This is why the voice of God is so urgent in this hour. Because He knows what you carry. He knows what nearly broke you. He knows the spiritual exhaustion, the quiet depression, the battles no one else sees. And He knows that if you walk away again, it will be harder for your heart to feel Him next time. That is why He's saying, this is your last chance. Not because His love has limits, but because the window you are standing in right now is sacred. It's rare. And it won't stay open forever. There's a kind of divine moment where heaven aligns perfectly with your soul, where your heart is soft enough and your ears are open just enough that change can happen in a single breath. This is that moment. It's where years of running can end in a second. It's where numbness turns to tears, and shame turns to freedom. The power of God is not limited by time, it moves through your surrender. When you let go, heaven moves. When you yield, chains break. When you whisper, God, I need you, the ground beneath your feet becomes holy. You don't have to understand it all. You don't have to fix it all. You don't need perfect words or polished prayers. All God wants is your yes. That small yes is enough to awaken the deepest parts of your soul. That yes can open doors that have been shut for years. That yes will silence the torment that's been attacking your mind. That yes is where miracles begin. Not someday. Right now. Not after you feel ready. Right now. The weight you've been carrying is not yours to bear. The burden of figuring it all out, fixing your life, pretending you're okay, it's not your job. God never asked you to carry it alone. He has been waiting for you to drop it all at His feet and say, Father, I can't do this without you. That confession is not weakness. It's worship. It's not failure. It's freedom. Because where your strength ends, His begins. Where your wisdom falls short, His takes over. Where your love runs dry, His floods in like a river that never stops flowing. The reason this moment feels so heavy is because something holy is happening. You are standing at the edge of breakthrough. The kind of breakthrough that doesn't just change your week, it changes your life. The kind that rewrites your future. The kind that brings healing to wounds you forgot how to talk about. The kind that shakes the very foundation of every lie you've believed and replaces it with truth so powerful it brings your heart back to life. God is not asking you to be fearless. He's asking you to be honest. To stop pretending. To stop covering up the pain. To stop numbing the ache with things that only leave you more broken. He's asking you to look up, to open your hands, and to let Him in. He wants to meet you in the deepest part of your heart, the place you've guarded, the place you've buried, the place you swore no one would ever touch again. That's where He's going. Not to expose you, but to heal you. Not to shame you, but to restore you. Every miracle begins in surrender. Every healing begins when you stop hiding. Every anointing begins when you let go of your pride and simply say, God, I need you more than anything. You were never created to live without Him. That's why you felt so dry, so lost, so hollow. Nothing else can take his place. No relationship, no success, no distraction, no pleasure. Only his presence can fill that space. Only his love can rebuild what life has broken. He's not asking for your strength. He's asking for your heart. Even if your heart is tired. Even if it's broken. Especially if it's broken. He's the healer of broken hearts. The lifter of the lowly. The father of the lost. He does his best work in surrendered places. He is not afraid of your mess. He steps into your chaos with peace. He enters your storm with power. He brings light into the darkest places and speaks calm over every crashing wave. There's nothing waiting for you in the old life but pain. You already know what that road leads to. The same cycles. The same regrets. The same numbness. But in God, there is something new. Something different. Something you've never tasted before because you've never fully surrendered before. This is your moment to go all in. Not to visit his presence, but to live in it. Not to borrow his peace for a night, but to walk in it every single day. You've walked through fire that should have consumed you, and yet you are still here. You've cried prayers that felt like they went unanswered, and yet you kept going. You've survived disappointments that threatened to harden your heart, and somehow, you still feel something stirring deep inside. That's not coincidence. That's God. That's His Spirit keeping your soul from shutting down. That's His mercy keeping you close even when your steps wandered far. You were never alone in those nights you didn't understand. You were never forgotten in the moments you thought He was silent. Sometimes God allows the silence because He wants to show you that His presence is more than a feeling. He wants you to trust that even when you can't hear Him, He's still holding you. And right now, in this sacred moment, He's not silent anymore. His voice is loud. His call is clear. Come home. Come back to where your spirit belongs. Come back to the shelter of His peace. Come back to the safety of His hands. There is nothing in this world that is worth the distance between your heart and His. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that flips lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth brainwaves. People are stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for very long. Click the link in the comments before it's deleted. The battles you've been fighting didn't begin in your body or your circumstances, they started in your spirit. The enemy knew if he could cloud your heart, he could confuse your path. But the light of God is stronger than the darkness that tried to overtake you. You are not defeated. You are not beyond reach. You are not too far gone. You are exactly where you need to be, at the edge of a breakthrough that can only come when you finally stop fighting on your own and let God take over. You have been searching for peace, and peace has been searching for you. Not peace that comes from everything being perfect, but the peace that passes understanding. The kind that doesn't wait for the storm to end before it arrives. The kind that anchors you in the middle of chaos and whispers, "I am with you. You are safe. You are mine." That peace is not found in distraction. It's found in the arms of Jesus. And those arms are open wide right now. This is more than a message, it's an encounter. This is not a moment of inspiration that fades. This is a holy collision between heaven and your soul, where something eternal is being planted inside of you. A seed of revival. A whisper of destiny. A reminder that you were made for more than just surviving. You were created to burn with the fire of His presence, to carry His light into places that have forgotten what hope feels like. You were born for this. That's why the enemy has fought you so hard. But the fight is shifting now, because your surrender is setting things in motion that no power of darkness can stop. You are not weak because you've struggled. You are not broken because you've doubted. You are human, and you are loved. You are chosen, even with your mess. You are seen, even in your hiding. And God is not asking you to be fearless, He is asking you to trust Him even when you are afraid. That's faith. That's what moves heaven. That's what unlocks miracles. Faith doesn't mean you never question. It means that when you feel like quitting, you hold on to His hand anyway. There's a shifting happening right now in the Spirit. Things that have weighed you down are being lifted. Chains you thought would always be part of your life are breaking. Despair is loosening its grip. Hope is rising. And it's not because of anything you've done. It's because of the one who has never stopped pursuing you. You are not being pulled back by regret, you are being pulled forward by grace. A grace so wide, so deep, so relentless, it refuses to leave you where you are.